I want to make today's video to try and address two common questions that I see popping up online. And it's really in the root of, is now the time to come back, or is it too late to start New World? Now, while I actually put together a video talking about the 7 reasons to return, and perhaps the 3 reasons you didn't over on my main channel, Ginger Prime, if you haven't seen that video, I highly encourage you to go check it out. I'll include a link in the comments for you if you're interested in. But beyond that, I want to address this question in a more direct way, talking about the current state of the game, and honestly, hopefully encouraging you to check it out. If you guys haven't seen any of my content or this channel before, it's a New World focused channel that's going to be focusing on guide, news, and occasional opinion piece in this regards. So hopefully you guys enjoy, like, favorite, subscribe, and all that YouTube nonsense, as it does help out the channel in ways that I can't even describe. But let's go ahead and dive into the core of the question. So I see over here online, haven't played since the first 2 months. Is it the right time to come back? And says, title sums it up. Put a couple of 100 hours into the game when it came out. Really enjoyed it, but it was clear that this game still needed some work. Do you guys think it is a good time to get back into it? Or is it a diamond still in the rough? Now he says, edit, thanks for the feedback. Going to be downloading it and giving it another go. So a lot of positiveness from the community and even on Reddit. Typically where you've looked at Reddit probably the last couple months, it's obviously been a lot of frustrated gamers, and that's to highlight the key aspect of what's going on in the game right now, and that is that with 1.5, with the updates, clearly I think it's the time to come back. I think the game in and of itself is in its best state that it's possible. Is it perfect? No game is, and that's okay. We don't need it to be that. I personally find, so you guys know my personal bias when it comes to all this, I personally find a lot of enjoyment in being with an MMO as it evolves and as I can provide feedback, and with the developers actively listening, actively working with the community to try and make this game the best game that they can make it be. I think we're looking at a pretty solid experience, and I enjoy that, personally speaking. And like I said, I also want to talk about the question of, is it too late to start playing? I'm soon going to be getting my first Windows machine, and I'm looking to play a fun MMO with my girlfriend who also likes MMOs. I love the look of New World and with its long history, but a new promising patch. I was just wondering, do you think it's too late to start fresh in this game? I'm in the EU and I don't want to struggle with the content, just doing the 2 of us in dungeons, not into games like Lost Ark. Thank you so much. And that's where we come to the crux of this answer. And the answer is, it's never should be too late to start an MMORPG. In fact, this is probably the best time to start the MMO. Whether you're new or returning, what you actually have coming up in this game, especially with the roadmap, it means that now is going to give you added advantages later. New World is an investment game. It has a player-driven economy. I've talked about this a handful of times, but that means that your gold, your money, your currency is going to continue to have value. And as economies go, there's always going to be work. There's always going to be bad actors. But when it comes down to it, being able to gather up materials and take those materials, sell them, and make money will allow you to get houses, will allow you to basically unlock various perks. So when the new content comes out, the 3v3 PvP, the new zone, the new weapons, the new dungeons, you'll be able to either take advantage of them right away or actually make a lot of money in game. And again, having coin have value, like in a player-driven economy, basically adds a lot of value to the content that you're actually playing. It gives a lot of reason to do various things. It gives you reasons to rank up in the zones. It can be your motivating factor. It doesn't have to be your be-all, end-all. Hopefully that doesn't come across saying, like, if you're not into making money, then you shouldn't play this game. Also, the way it's balanced, especially what I call a sand park MMORPG, that's a blend between sandbox and theme park, it does give the impression that as a player of this game, that you get to kind of set your own future, or you can kind of follow essentially the list of objective facts. Like if you want to go and just kind of pull up your objectives list here, closest first, you give, basically the game's going to give you plenty of quests and things to do if you don't know what to do yourself. And on that way, I would highly encourage you, always let yourself feel free to get distracted by doing various things. Personally speaking, this is one of my favorite places to gather. I always like running out here and gathering from these hyssop and getting my hidden stashes and more, but that's just me, guys. I'm just a little bit of a nerd. So yeah, I think this is the perfect time to come back. I think this is the perfect time to start. I think this is going to be a brand new, fresh mindset. And what gives me the confidence to say this to you in a video, because obviously this could bite me on down the road where people are like, oh, clearly patch 2 was, 2.0 was the right patch to really start the game. What gives me the confidence to say that is that we're already seeing a massive marketing push. We saw the double XP weekend after the patch. We're seeing the free weekend coming up at the time of this recording. And I bet we're going to start to see each and every weekend some new marketing push, like a Twitch drop or some kind of, collab with streamers. They have a lot of opportunity and a lot of things that they can do to kind of really build out what they ultimately want to try and deliver in the long run. And I think that's going to be something quite fascinating to see. Does the game need work? All games need work. MMOs take about 3 years to really come into their own self. To get their own identity, get their footing set. So one of the things I've said before, good ideas, MMORPGs are a great way for good ideas to go and die. Because generally speaking, it takes a lot of time, a lot of patience from the developer. And I think with the recent marketing pushes that we're seeing put into the game, just tells me that Amazon feels very confident about the current state of the game, and I think you should too. So here's the biggest thing. I probably should have put this at the start of the video, but that's my, typical thing. Saving the best for last, right? The game requires no money for you to update. Now, on terms of the, should you start? This is going to be the perfect weekend to do so. Cost you nothing. You can go and play for free. If you've already bought the game, there's no sub. There's nothing no money you have to put down to update your game and step in and see if it's right for you and see if now is the time for you to return. And that's where I just kind of wanted to say my piece on this fact. I think, guys, give it another chance if you feel like you want an RPG, if you want an MMO, if you want this world to kind of play around in. And it's truly, I think, a spectacular thing. Plus, the time that you spend today is going to pay off for you in a multiple in the future. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for your time. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully I'll see you in my next video. But until then, take care.
Yeah. It's time to chill out on the couch and read some comments. That's right. You know me when it comes to Destiny. I'm off with a clan, and I'm glad you're feeling better. Oh yeah.